We're going to see how this works. I have you out in the living room and we're going to make some vegan sausage, which is really good. There's a lady named Connie. She has Connie's Rawsome Kitchen channel, and I will put you a link to that. This is her original recipe for the spices, though I had to, she uses gluten and some other things that we don't do on keto. So I altered it a little bit, but I still had to give her credit because without her, these spices and this seasoning for this would not be near as good as it is. We're going to start out. Well, and if you watch her video, you'll see the differences. And you can go to her video if you're not on keto and you're just vegan. She has some amazing recipes. We're going to start out with 2 tablespoons of flax. And I've got, you're out in the living room, so I'm watching Rebecca, so you're going to hear cartoons and probably Rebecca. I've got some bags here, so when I make it, there's so many different ingredients and spices, it's worth it. But I like to make a couple batches as I make the one that I'm going to eat. So like I said, 2 tablespoons of flax. I've got a bowl inside here that we're going to. And as I do that, we're just going to put it off in here to our individual bags. And you know, flax in the vegan world turns into like a flax egg. Basically, it holds things together. Plus, it's nutritious and good for you. We need our flax for our omega-3s. We have tapioca starch. Now, there are carbs in here, but for as little as it is, I can't see. I think it's like 3 or 7. I looked it up at one point before. But it is a tapioca starch, not a corn starch, so it's better on keto. It's keto friendly. Just watch the carbs. We're only using 1 tablespoon per batch, so it's not bad. It's also another thickener. This helps hold it together. And we're going to put that in each of our bags. I don't know who wouldn't like this, so I suggest everybody just make more than 1 when they make it the first time. My opinion. Okay, we have Italian seasoning. We have 1 tablespoon. Now my tablespoon doesn't fit in there, and my teaspoon doesn't even fit in there. 3 teaspoons makes a tablespoon. So we're going to do 6 half teaspoons. I'll go ahead and pause while I do that. Okay, next is camera kind of died right around when I was about ready to tell you about my crushed fennel. We have 1 teaspoon of crushed fennel. I put my fennel inside of the coffee grinder because I don't have one of the devices to mull it or whatever. So I just did it like coarse ground coffee, and it worked out just great. So we put 1 teaspoon in each of that in each of these. We just had our rosemary. That's 1.5 teaspoons of rosemary. And next is black pepper. We have a half teaspoon of that. I'm using my cheaper black peppers. That's a half teaspoon. Until this is empty, so I can go get some more. Yeah, half a teaspoon of salt. You can always salt it up as you're cooking it. Rebecca playing in the background, being a little loud. And we're going to put this in all of ours. I use the pink Himalayan. Double checking, it's a half a teaspoon. Next is Caribbean spice, 1 teaspoon. Now this is really cool. This is what Connie recipe. You need to go to her channel. I'll put a link to her Caribbean spice recipe down in the bottom as well. This stuff is like a jerk seasoning. It is really good. It's just a mixture of spices. She has a chicken base. She has a beef base and all these awesome things she comes up with. But you should smell this. This is absolutely crazy. I will put the link to this below, and that's 1 teaspoon. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, we're 1 teaspoon of sage. Let's pop this off. Teaspoon's not going to fit there either, so we're going to do the 1/2 teaspoon, 2 of them. It's 1 teaspoon of sage. And you can always, if you don't like a certain type of sausage, you can always just do it kind of your own way and back off on the sage, or leave out the fennel, or whatever. This is your recipe. Connie is just absolutely amazing when it comes to putting seasonings together, so I really suggest you go watch like all of her stuff and see what you can do with the recipes she has. We have 1 teaspoon coriander. I have coriander on hand always because I do curry a lot, and my teaspoon doesn't fit, so we're doing the 1/2 teaspoon twice. 1 teaspoon coriander. No need for you to watch me do all this. I'm trying to save space and time on this video. Okay, most of you guys on keto should be familiar with xanthan gum. We're going to put, I get mine from a local bulk store, an Amish local bulk store. And we're going to put, it's a binder as well for gluten-free. And we are putting 1 teaspoon of xanthan gum. And it looks like I'm going to need more soon. But yeah, if you're familiar with gluten-free baking, you should know all about this. It's kind of like psyllium husk, and you may be able to use psyllium husk instead. I just haven't. I like xanthan gum better. Psyllium husk, sometimes if you use too much, gets a weird texture. Kind of slimy texture, I hate to say. No, if I were to choose one of these, it would be definitely xanthan gum. And we're going to do 1.5 tablespoons of pepper flakes, or onion flakes. Just use the dehydrated onion flakes. So, what did I say? 1.5 tablespoons. I can save you on this, but it's just the regular dehydrated flakes. And next is 1/2 teaspoon of chili flakes. Chili flakes. Red pepper crushed. I'm not sure if that's exactly what she meant, but I think so. So this is what I use. And each time I've made this, it works out just fine. If you like hotter sausage, use a whole tablespoon or teaspoon. This is just 1/2 teaspoon. And I kind of like mine hotter, but I'm going to stick with this. You can always throw pepper on top of it later. And 1 teaspoon of that was supposed to be 1 teaspoon. Okay, we're going to add another 1/2 teaspoon. Okay, fix that up. I'm using chili powder. She calls for red pepper powder, 1/2 teaspoon. And as far as I know, chili is red peppers crushed up. You could probably use cayenne if you don't have chili powder, and just do them back and forth. It's basically the same. Any kind of a red pepper powder I think would work. 1/2 teaspoon of red pepper powder. I'll save you the space. Okay, here's where it starts to get a little different. We have 2, I already cut them up, but we have 2 large cloves of garlic. And you can't put these in your bags because they would get moist and gross and maybe mold or mildew or whatever they're going to do. So I put a little note inside these bags that tells me what else I need to add. It would be 2 cloves garlic, chopped. We're putting this in here. And the rest is, the last dry ingredient is almond flour. We're going to use a cup of almond flour for each batch. So 1 cup per batch. I got a 1/3 cup here. And that's what it's made of. It's basically a sausage, fake sausage bread, I guess, if you're using that. So I'm going to carefully fill up my bags with this, and I'm going to come back. Okay, and here's what I'm talking about with the package, how I put sausage and what else is needed in there. But this has everything ready, so you don't have to do all the time-taking part of the seasonings. And I just store those away. So we got our 2 cloves of garlic in there. We need 9 tablespoons of water, 1 tablespoon of liquid smoke, and this is keto friendly and vegan. Well, I'll do the water in a minute. And we need 1 tablespoon of maple. I use Walden Farms. It is keto friendly. It's the only brand I'll use. I can't remember the sweetener right now. It's one that's it's debatable, but it's the only one that I allow myself that's not xylitol, erythritol, or stevia. And olive oil, 2 tablespoons. Okay, I'm going to get those 9 tablespoons of water in, and I will be back. Alright, we're going to see how this is looking. Mix it up. All together. I thought about stopping at the water at 7 tablespoons, because this is feeling a little bit wet. If it's too wet after it soaks in, maybe add just a little bit more almond flour. But I'm going to let the almond flour soak that up, and we're going to come back to it and see how much more firm it got. It's starting to firm up a little bit better now. Smells amazing. I like to have this made already so I don't have to go through all this to have breakfast. But there's that. I'll be back to show you how to prepare it. Okay. As usual, olive oil, as much as you can. Like I said, Connie's video is a little different than ours because she uses flour and gluten and things and oats and rice, stuff like that we just don't do. Alright, we have it on a medium low right now. And I make my patties kind of small because I like it like that. You can make links too. You just patty it up. I didn't add any more water, so 9 tablespoons is right. I mean, I just haven't made the recipe in a little while and just usually don't pay attention. But it ends up looking a lot like sausage. And you're going to preheat your oil and get the shape that you want and just let it start cooking. You can set it in there in advance. It'll just soak up more oil, which makes it more keto friendly, so that's fine. No big deal. If your pan gets dry, you're going to start to add more oil. You can save this in the fridge if you want to cook it fresh. It reheats pretty well. But if you look at it, it even looks like sausage, like raw sausage. We really don't, well, Connie said this. I hate to steal it from her, but it's so true. We don't really like meat. We like the flavoring we give meat. So if you could use spices and cook, we should do that. Literally, this is flax meal, almond flour, seasonings. Hold on. Okay. I'll put some more on. I'm going to zoom in so you can see them frying up. They're not done yet, but There's still plenty of oil in there, and obviously because this is not an animal product and it doesn't have its own fat, we're basically shallow pan frying this in olive oil. You can use refined coconut oil, whatever. I like olive oil. The seasonings in here is good enough that, you know, to cover up olive oil taste if you don't particularly care for that too much. I actually like it. We're going to fit some more in here. And we just turn it into a patty. Like I said, you can do sausage links too if you want to get all cool. You can. It doesn't crumble very well, kind of like, you know, sausage does or used to for us, but you cook it first, then crumble it and reheat it maybe. But as far as putting it in a pan like a hamburger or a sausage and making it into a crumble, that doesn't happen very easily, just because it's not meat. Well, I don't know if that's in focus or not. I'm watching what I'm doing and not watching the screen, but there we go. I'll be back and show you what these look like flipped. Alright, we're going to start flipping them. We're going to start where we started out and dropping them off. Some of these are a little thicker than I like. Once you get that nice, crispy, golden brown type fried sausage look. And I think, well, I know you guys are going to be really surprised at the recipe because it is delicious. Yeah, I like them a little more like that. Yes. These other three here need to cook a little longer. We'll flip them around and make them look perfect for us, though. There we go. Vegan sausage. I don't need to taste it for you because I already told you it's super delicious. You need to hear me eat. And thanks for watching. This is an amazing recipe. I just recorded without, well, I thought I recorded and showed you guys. Now, here. Zoom back out. Let's break this open for you again. This is what it looks like on the inside and outside. Absolutely delicious. And tell you what, I don't know, the vegan stuff in the store all has gluten in it, vital wheat gluten. This does not. This is totally keto friendly, and you have to try it.